Jaya Vrinde, Jaya Vrinde, Jaya Vrinde, Jaya Vrinde. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
So today's Ekadasi, and we'll be hearing from Srila Prabhupada. And because today's class is rather long, I'm not going to do Jayarada Madhava, but I am going to read the translations to the first two verses of the chapter. Prabhupada doesn't explicitly read those, and he refers back to the first verse also in this class. As Prabhupada says in the very beginning of this class, it's a very important chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. So the verse number 1 is, the Supreme Personality of Godhead said, "My dear Arjuna, because you are never envious of me, I shall impart to you this most confidential knowledge and realization, knowing which you shall be relieved from the miseries of material existence." And this verse for today, this knowledge is the king of education, the most secret of all secrets. It is the purest knowledge, and because it gives direct perception of the self by realization, it is the perfection of religion, it is everlasting, and it is joyfully born.
Rajagayam Pavitram Idam Uttamam Rajavidya Rajagayam Pavitram idamuttamam Prataksha Avagamam Dharmam Susukham Kartum Abhayam Prataksha Avagamam Dharmam Susukham kartumabbayam rajavidya rajaguhyam pavitram kartumabbayam rajavidya rajaguhyam pavitram idamuttamam pratyakshavagavam dharmam. So, this susukam kartumabbayam began yesterday. So, this knowledge, as we have begun yesterday, that idamte idam truti guhyatamam parokshami asubhyavi. Important chapter. Jnanam vijnana sahitam jajñatya mokshase asiva. Guhyatamam. Very important chapter. And the most confidential knowledge. Guhyatamam, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And it is spoken by Krishna, the Supreme Personality of God. Material contamination. Even those who are liberated from this material contamination, they are called Mukta Jiva, liberated soul. And there are Nitya Mukta, Nitya Mukta and Nitya Baddha. And again, Nitya means eternally, and Mukta means liberated. And again, Nitya, eternally, Baddha, conditions in this state who have never seen what is the prison life. Just like there are many persons in this state who have never seen what is the prison life. One's life is passed in the prison. There are many persons in this state. Similarly, the majority of one's life is passed in the prison. Material nature and the spiritual. Similarly, there are two natures. Material nature and the spiritual nature. What we have seen, this nature, this universe, that is within the material nature. Similarly, there is another spiritual nature that is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. Parastasmat tu bhava anya bhaktya bhaktya sanatana. God's kingdom. There is another nature. You cannot deny it. Where God's kingdom, creation, how far it is, and how widespread it is. By your imagination, you cannot determine. The so-called advancement of scientific knowledge is useless in the estimation of the total creation. This creation, material creation, is 1/4 exhibition of the total creation. The spiritual world. And the 3/4 exhibition of the total creation is the spiritual world. So many planets. So there are also, like here we have got so many planets, and each planet is full of living entities. As this planet is full of living entities, similarly in other planets, upper, middle, down, there are millions of different types of living entities. It is a false statement that only on this planet there is living entities. In other planets there are no living entities. That is nonsensical. There are living entities exactly like these. Maybe the climate, the situation little different, just like your climate, India's climate, even on this planet they are different. climatic situation, European, American, Australian, Asian. So that is God's varieties are creation. So we have to take knowledge from the perfect person. So what is the difference between this material world and the spiritual world? In the material world, we are conditioned. And in spiritual world, we are liberated. This is the difference. In material, what is conditioned life? Conditioned life means subjected to the rules and regulations of the material nature. That is conditioned life. Just like we have got these bodies. This is also a condition of the material nature. We have got different types of bodies. Why? Because we are conditioned. According to our karma, we have got different types of body. 8,400,000 of body. So, liberated life means not to go under the condition of this material nature. That is liberated life. In the conditioned life, there are 4 defects. Out of many other conditions, so far our knowledge is concerned, that is defect. Why? Because we commit mistakes. Every one of us, we commit mistakes. We are illusion. Our senses are imperfect. And we have a tendency to cheat. This is 4 defects of conditioned life. But the liberated life, there are no such conditions. And another condition is, you have to live under 3-fold miseries. That miserable conditions pertaining to the body and mind. Even if you are opulent externally, if you are sick, if your mind is not in proper condition, you suffer. That is called adhyatmic. And there are other miseries offered by other living entities. Just like some friend, all of a sudden becomes your enemy. And he tries to inflict some injuries upon you. You are full of anxiety. This is called adhibhuti. Even there is no enmity, there are so many living entities, just like bugs, mosquitoes, and other animals, they are always prepared to give us trouble. This is called adhibhuti. Adhyatmic, adhibhuti, adhidoivik, which is beyond, every miserable condition is beyond your control. But especially adhidoivik, famine, pestilence, overflow, no rain, scarcity, this is called adhidoivik. So this is called conditioned life. So if you have got perfect knowledge, that is described here, that jnanam vijnana sahitam. If you have got perfect knowledge, then the result will be jajgyata. If you possess that perfect knowledge, then moksha se asubha. These conditions we don't want. That is real fact. We don't want any miserable condition due to my mind, due to my body, or due to other living entities, or natural disturbances, birth, death, old age, disease. We don't want. These are inauspicities of life. But if you have got perfect knowledge, then Krishna said that you become liberated from all these inauspicities. That is the subject matter of this chapter. Therefore, Krishna says that this knowledge is Rajavidya. We have got different departments of knowledge, universities and institutes, but nowhere this subject matter is discussed or there is any department. There are, suppose medical department. What is the medical department? To give us relief from disease conditions. But there is no department which discusses how to become free from all diseases. That is not. There is no such department. There is department how to give you relief from disease. There is department how to manufacture the very effective medicine. But there is no department where knowledge is given, there is no more disease. Is there any department? Therefore, this knowledge which is given by Krishna, it is called Rajavidya. Rajavidya means the king of knowledge. If you learn this knowledge, then you become completely free from the conditioned stage of this material world. That's what is called Raja. Raja means king, and Vidya means knowledge. Rajavidya Rajaguhyam, and at the same time, it is most confidential knowledge. Guhyam, Guhyatamam, very confidential. It is not disclosed to ordinary man. This knowledge is not meant for. Suppose we are discussing this knowledge, and when we say, by understanding this knowledge, there is no more birth, death, old age, and disease. Ordinary person with less brain substance, they will say, how it is possible? Therefore, it is very confidential. It is not open to everyone. It is meant for selected person. If I say that I shall give you relief from birth, death, old age and disease, it will not believe. Therefore it is Raya Guhyam. Guhyam means very, very confidential. Because Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitram. Pavitram means very pure. Because unless we are purified, we cannot be free from these four miserable conditions, especially, namely birth, death, old age and disease. Birth, death, old age is meant for this body. There is no doubt about it. And the body is obtained by the spirit soul. The spirit soul is pure. There is no doubt about it, because it is part and parcel of Krishna, of God. The God is pure, just like gold is gold, and the fragments of gold is also gold, the same quality. But the fragments of gold sometimes becomes mixed up with dirty things. So we are in the same condition, becoming fragments of God. We are sometimes put into this material world, and we are materially contaminated. So, this knowledge, Rajavidya, most confidential, if we can learn it, then we become pure, completely pure. Pavitram is of Uttamam. Uttamam. Ut means Udgata, transcendental. And Tama means this material world. It is dark. This is the nature of this material. In the material world, the nature is dark, just like at night. It is darkness. This is the nature of this material world. But there is illumination on account of the sun. Your God has created this sun to give us light. Sometimes we have heard that on account of absence of the sunshine, they commit suicide.
So the darkness
In
is very,
Switzerland,
very
no? Where?
Scandinavia.
Scandinavia, they say.
Is dark. To give us
So the
little
darkness is very, very
relief,
disgusting.
God has given us the sun.
But this material world is dark. To give us little relief,
Yesterday,
Krishna, God has given us the
we
sun.
saw while coming
The day before,
how the
yesterday I
sun
think,
was coming
yesterday,
through the sea.
in the morning,
Nice.
we saw
Within a
while
second,
coming on the
whole
plane
light came.
how the sun was
This
coming
is God's arrangement.
through the sea nicely. Within a second, the whole light came. So this is God's arrangement. They don't think that this arrangement exactly in the time, 6 o'clock in the morning, immediately the sun comes out of the sea and gives you light. Because this material world is dark. We have to give you relief. Otherwise you will commit suicide. God is so kind. He is giving you light. So Uttama, so if we can go back to home, back to Godhead, there is no darkness. We all illuminate.
There is no need of more.
It is stated in the Shastra
Najatra
that
bhasati
there is no need of sun. There is no need of moon.
spiritual world.
There is no Najatra bhasati sudra nasasanka napavaka.
There is no need of
In the spiritual world, there is no need of sun.
description.
There is no need of moon. There is no need of electricity or fire. That is the description. Here in the Bhagavad Gita is fine.
How?
Na jatra bhasati sudra na sasanka na pavaka.
Fire.
We cannot imagine how
Yes.
without sun, without moon, without electricity, without fire,
Do not
one can live. Yes, but there is a word
That is
like that.
Uttama.
You do not require sunshine, you do not require, they are all illuminate.
From which
So that is Uttama. Udgata Tama Jasma, the Sanskrit word,
there's another Bengali word.
from which the darkness is completely eradicated.
Jaha Krishna
There's another Bengali word,
Odhika.
Krishna Sudra Sama, Maya Andhaka, Jaha Krishna Taha Nahi Maya Odhika.
Maya,
The meaning is that just like
darkness.
Krishna is just like sun, and
sun
Maya,
present,
illusion,
there is no
is just
access
like
of
darkness.
Similarly,
So as the sun being present, there is no access of darkness. Similarly, if you keep Krishna always within your heart, there is no more darkness of this material world.
if you keep your
Krishna Sudja Sama Maya Andhaka Jaha Krishna Tahan. The example is given. If you keep yourself always Krishna within your heart, Krishna is within your heart. It is not that you have to create a Krishna or God, or you have to call. He is there, but due to darkness we cannot see him. But by chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, Chetadatmana Madhyamam, by cleaning the core of our heart, you will be able to see Krishna within yourself. Jenavam upajantite. The instruction is how he can come back, go back to home, back to Godhead. Mokshasya subha, being free from all inauspicity. That stage can be attained. How? Tesam satadayuktanang bhajatang pritipurva. If you engage yourself always in his service, satata yuktanang, satata means always. Always engage in his service. Bhajatang pritipurva. And worshipping the Lord with priti, love, priti, bhajatang priti purvakam. So this is being instructed to the students who have entered this institute how to worship the deity. The deity worship is there. just to give chance to the devotee, satatam, satatajuktana, all is engaged in Krishna's service.
That is called sadhana.
From early morning up past 3, 4, up to night 10, they are engaged. That is called sadhana. Only a few hours given to them for taking rest, because after all we have got this material body. It requires little rest. Otherwise, there is no question of resting. 24 hours engaged in the service of Krishna. So that is possible as you become advanced. Just like the six Goswamis, they attain that state. They were not sleeping at night, giving service. It is said, Nana Sasa Vicharane Kunikuno, Sadharma Sanastapako, Lokana Hitakarino, Nidrahara Bhujita. This is spiritual life. The more you conquer over the necessities of this body, our necessities, the created necessities, they are necessities of the body. The body requires to eat. The body requires rest. The body requires sex. The body requires defense. But the soul doesn't. So more you become advanced in spiritual consciousness, the material necessities become minimum. Nidrahara vihara kadi vijito. That is possible. That is not story. There are many instances, and the more you become advanced in Krishna consciousness, spiritual life, these necessities of life, necessities of body, because body is different from the spirit soul. The necessities of the body is material, and the necessities of the soul is spiritual. But unfortunately, although the spirit is there, we are so much absorbed in material consciousness, we do not understand what is spirit soul. We are simply busy in taking care of the body. So this is not very good condition. This is material condition, and it is very risky if we simply to take care of the body means creating different desires. I shall be happy in this way. I shall be happy in this way. So, nature's mercy is that as soon as you think that you will enjoy life like this, she will give you good opportunity. That means changing a body wherein you can enjoy the material facilities very easily. I have several times give an example. There are different types of bodies. Animals, birds, beasts, demigods, human beings, many varieties of life. 8,400,000. Higher life, lower life. Those who are associating with the base qualities of material nature, they get lower life. That is natural. Just like you contaminate a kind of disease, it will become manifest in due course of time. So this is going on. But if we understand this knowledge, as Krishna is speaking, Rajavidya Rajaguhyam Pavitramidam Uttamam, then Prataksham Avagavam Dharma. Basic principle of life. Dharma, one meaning of dharma is the basic principle of our life, or the occupational duty of our life. Dharma. Dharma is translated by the word occupational duty of our life. That is called dharma. Generally in English, dharma is translated by the word religion, a kind of faith. But actually, dharma means the characteristic. That is real meaning of dharma. characteristic. Just you can understand by the characteristic in the chemical laboratory, they test different chemicals. So the heading is characteristic. This chemical looking such and such color, the granules are like this, the taste is like this, the reaction is like this. If you put with this, it will react like this. So many, if certain chemical comply with all the characteristics, then it is declared pure. So suppose what is the characteristic of sugar? Everyone knows it must be sweet. It's sugar and salt, both of them externally seen the same, white. But you have to understand which is sugar and which is salt by tasting. So there are different texts of characteristics. If sugar becomes salty, immediately, it is not sweet. And if salt becomes sweet, it is. Similarly, dharma means everything has got a special character. That is called dharma. So what is our dharma? Living entities. We are living entities. We may be in different forms. It doesn't matter. 8,400,000 souls. But what is the actual business? The actual business is that every one of us giving service to others. This is all. That is enunciated by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Jiver Swarup Hoy, Nitya Krishna Das. This is the characteristic of living entity. Living entity is meant for giving service to Krishna. This is the character. When this characteristic is not found or lacking, that means it is disease condition, or that is material. Just like this finger. What is the characteristic of finger? The finger characteristic, it is a part and parcel of my body. As soon as I say, my dear servant's finger, please capture this immediately. Immediately. My dear servant's finger, come on the head and give me some itching. Yes. I order, please pick up this rasgulla. Yes. This is characteristic. The finger, I order, please pick up this rasgulla. Yes. Just try to understand. Yes. Give it here. Yes. If he gets salt rasgulla, the finger cannot eat. Just try to understand. The finger, if he gets salt rasgulla, nice, tasteful, sweet meat, the finger will never try to smash it and spoil it. Even from a child, the child captures with the finger. The fingers immediately will take, he'll find the psychology. Even from a child, the child captures with the finger some nice sweet meat and immediately puts it. Why? The child could smash it and taste it also. That is not possible. But you study nature. The fingers cannot spoil it. You take the very nice sweet, but you cannot, the fingers cannot spoil it. It goes to the stomach. The process is that by nature the child knows that if I put into the mouth, it goes to the stomach, and if it is digested, these fingers will be healthy, the eyes will be healthy, the leg will be healthy, hands will be healthy, everywhere, all parts of the body will be. This is nature. Just like another example is given. Yatha karor mula nihetanena tippanti taskando bhujopasaka. Just like tree, if you tree plant anything, you pour water in the root, it goes, transfer to the branches, to the twigs, to the leaves, to the flower. Everyone, if you put water. Yatha taranmola nisechanena tippanti satskanda bhujopasakha pranopaharach jathendriyana. And by giving food to the stomach, that all the different parts of the body, limbs and senses, they become healthy. Similarly, sarvahanam achyuteja. If you worship Krishna, Achyuta, then the whole world will be satisfied. Because he is the root. It is said in the Bhagavad Gita, aham sarva saprabhavo matta sarvam pravattate iti matya bhajante man buddha bhava samannita. One who understands, this is Rajvi. He must know
this isn't, that
isn't,
that plant, so many.
we are manufacturing so many ways of happy life. This isn't, that plant, that plant, so many plants. We are seeing suggestions, so many suggestions in the television. This is the problem, this is suggestion, this is problem. Full, new problem, new suggestion. But because we are lacking this Rajavidya, the king of knowledge, we are perplexed. But if you know that Krishna is the root cause of everything, and if we serve Krishna, then every problem will be solved immediately. This is called Rajavidya. Rajavidya, Rajaguhyam, and Pratyakha Bhagavandham.
Parts of the body,
Just like I am giving the example,
suffering from different
that
diseases.
the
But if you good treatment,
different parts of the body,
the proper medicine,
they are suffering from different diseases. But if you make good treatment, if you take the proper medicine and put it in the stomach, then immediately you'll understand, yes, I'm getting relief.
feeling headache,
Or suppose you are hungry,
through your eyes,
you are on account of your
you cannot
hunger,
walk.
you are feeling headache, you cannot see through your eyes properly, you cannot hear, you cannot walk. So many things, problems will arise. But as soon as you put some food stuff, nourishing food stuff, immediately you will feel strength and you will be happy. That is called pratyaksha. Pratyaksha means direct. Avagavam, dharmam. If you are hungry and if you are given very nice, nutritious, palatable food, you haven't got to take any certificate from others. You will understand yourself. Yes, I am now feeling strength. I am now feeling energy. This is called pratyaksham avagavam dharmam. Similarly, if you take to Krishna consciousness, that is the process, then you will feel automatically how you are satisfied. Pratyaksham avagavam. These boys, these American, Europeans, they are all Western country, belongs to Western country. Why they are sticking to this Krishna consciousness? Because they are feeling directly happiness. There is no doubt about it. Ask anyone.
To execute this dharma.
This is pratyaksham avagavam dharmam. And susukham, to execute this dharma, this transaction, it is very, very happy. Don't you see? What is their business? They are not going to the factories to work.
And when
12 hours.
they are taking very nutritious.
They are simply chanting and dance.
This is called susukham.
This is their business.
Very happy.
And when they are hungry, they are taking very nutritious
Work in the
prasad.
factory, in the mine,
This is called susukham.
for
Very happy.
oil or gold.
They haven't got to work in the factory, in the mine, in the sea for extracting oil or gold. They haven't got. We have no such business. We are simply engaged in chanting, dancing and eating Krishna.
Happy it is.
Susukham. Pratyaksham avagavam. Practically, you can perceive how happy it is. You can perceive.
It's so easy and happy.
Uttam
And whatever you do,
to execute this business of Krishna consciousness, is so easy and happy.
Is for
And whatever you do, little, it is your permanent asset.
there.
It will never be spoiled. You find in the Bhagavad Gita.
This is called
There.
Bhakti Yogam.
Suchinang simatangehe yoga bhasta sanjaya.
But Maya is very strong.
This is called Bhakti Yoga.
He could not execute the Krishna
Suppose
consciousness.
somebody is enjoying, but Maya is very strong. If he falls down, he could not execute the Krishna consciousness
So difficulty.
program completely in this life.
There is another-
Mostly, if we simply stick,
What is the wrong
then
there?
there is no difficulty.
Chant, dance,
But
take prasad.
if voluntarily we give up, there is
You
another.
haven't got to go to the
What is the wrong there?
or
Chant, dance and take prasad. You haven't got to you haven't got to go to the field work or to the factory.
But even if you
Still,
fall down,
if you don't accept it,
you join
you fall down,
this movement.
so that is your choice.
The result and
But even if you fall down,
so much time.
because for a few days you join Krishna consciousness movement,
Permanent.
the result and action
What is that permanent?
for so much
asset?
time
That-
is
that is
permanent
stated
asset.
in the Bhagavad Gita.
Permanent asset. What is that permanent asset? That is stated in the Bhagavad Gita. That Suchidan Himatangehe Yoga Bhasta Sanja. Those who are fallen from this Krishna consciousness, their next life is guaranteed a human life.
He can get
Because otherwise there is no guarantee.
dog or demigod.
Tatha dehantara prapti according to one's karma. He can get the body of a dog, cat, hawk or demigod. There is no guarantee that. Krishna says, Tatha dehantara prapti.
Krishna's devotee.
Antara means another.
Guarantee.
He does not say that this body he will get.
Suchinam Simatan.
But if one is Krishna's devotee, then there is guarantee.
Family.
What is that guarantee? Suchinam simatange. He will take birth in a very rich
He
family
gets
or in a very nice Brahman
just
and Vaishnava
so
family.
many children.
If he gets a Vaishnava, birth in a Vaishnava family, just like we have got so many children among our Grihastha devotees, how fine they are getting Krishna consciousness from the beginning of their life. That means in the past, they advanced in Krishna consciousness. Somehow or other they failed to complete. Now they are got again chant. Again in the temple, dancing and chanting from the very beginning of life. So this is the opportunity. So this knowledge, Rajvidya Rajagayam, Tattakham Avagam Susukham Kortum Abhayam. Abhayam means in ordinary fruitive activities, whatever you do, suppose by karma, by material activities, fruitive activities, become very rich man,
With your death.
or very learned man, very good office,
All your assets
but
finished.
everything will be finished
But
with
if
your
you
death.
become a devotee, your
As soon as the body is finished, all your assets finished.
The soul
But
will carry
if you become a devotee, your body may be finished, but the soul is eternal. The soul will carry your aspects of Krishna consciousness, and nature will give you another chance of taking birth in a very rich family or in a Vaishnava family. To get birth in a Vaishnava family is greater asset than to take birth in rich family. Rich family means there is no economic problem. But on account of richness one may fall down. But if one takes birth in a Vaishnava family, there is no more fall down. He makes progress farther and farther. In this way, he is allowed again go back to home, back to garden. Thank you very much. Raju
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Enam Kandanda Maravindanalaya Tatam Bhagavatam Samasitam Buddha Sundaratam Kandar Bhako Vidamaniya Visesha Shobha Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Anganiyasa Sakale Priya Pritimanti Vasyanti Vikayanti Gira Neganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrasya Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Namaho Vishnu Krishna Prastaya Putale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Saminiti Namane Namaste, Saraswati Devi, Muramani Pacha, Devi Sesha, Janyavade, Vasachade, Satarande. Sesha Janyavadi Vasachade Jaya Sri Krishna Jai Nityananda Shri Advaita Gatana Siva Sade Kormak Vrindanaya Sri Krishna Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gajana Shiva Sadi Goloka Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Jia Dvaita Gachara Shiva Sadi Gaurata Prenda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Rama, Hare Rama. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Radhe, Radhe, Radhe Rao, Radhe. Radhe, Radhe, Radhe Rao, Radhe Rao, Radhe. Jaya Radhe, Jaya Sri Radhe. Jai Om Vishnupad. Paramahamsa Paramacharya Om.
Shreya Kairavya Chandrika Vitarana Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sandhya Nam Namakari Bhavani Sarva Shaktis Tatrapi Danyata Smarne Kama Ekadrishita Bhagavan Mamapi Shami Hajjanina Nuraga Renada Pisa Nichena Tarora Pisa Hishuna Amani Namana Dana Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadaram Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Va Jagadisha Kamaye Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhaktir Ahoita Ki Twai Ainanda Tanujatinkaram Patitamam Vishame Bhavam Buddha Kripayatava Pada Pankajas Dita Duli Sadrushimba Chintaya Nayanam Galashu Daraya Bharanam Gadgadarudaya Gira Pulakarnishitam Vapukada Tavanamagrahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Namishena Chakshusha Pravashayatam Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename Lishavapadam Mastumam Adarshanam Marmahatakarotuva Yatatata Vavinato Lampato Matprananatastusa Evanapara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness, you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw on the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service birth after birth. O Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of the atoms at your lotus feet. Oh, my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna is my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything. Oh, he's now additionally. Shastika Ki Jai and Cheto Darpana Marjanam. This is the Sankirtan is the Yuga Dharma, and tomorrow we will be chanting, having Harinam at Weaver Street Market, 11:30 to 1:30. Don't be fooled by the rain today. It's going to be clear tomorrow. So please come and join between 11:30 and 1:30 at Weaver Street. Haribo. Kadasi. Haribo.